Yes, I am. I've served 9.5 years in Canada. I worked in the country. Oh, you're not in the way. My goodness. No worries. I gotta get down the street. Okay. That's a good one. This is we're doing a stand-in awareness campaign. Three members are here, and community organizations, grassroots.
N'a salué tout le monde en général. Donc, on a quatre séries de manifestations qu'a fait contre la mesure sanitaire. Matin, là, présentement, nous trouvons nous dans deux manifestations. Une contre, une pour. Donc, le peuple Ottawa a campé. Le peuple Ottawa a campé pour dire mon à rentrer la caillou, quitter la ville là. Et puis, on l'autre côté, on l'autre groupe même a manifesté contre les mesures sanitaires.
Text is too small. You got to be more succinct. Basics of iconography, dude. Design philosophy, dude. Easy to read, legible. Way too many colors.
Mais pour nous dire que la police mobilisée. À noter qu'hier, il y a 7 arrestations qui sont faites. Toujours dans le cadre de manifestation. La police mobilisée au plus que jamais. Monument ça n'a regardé là, c'est non lycée tombant du soldat inconnu. Dans la journée, on va avoir un gros défilé moto. À souligner dans même cadre de manifestation, hier, la police a arrêté 7 personnes.
Okay, so I got a fire. Yeah. I think the stage I got fire. So you think that the one right here? We'll be here. Okay. Yeah, don't move. Well, yeah. Good phones.
Nous là pour nous faire vivre tout ça qui a passé.
Okay, we're just going to get started here in about 5 minutes. So if we get all the veterans to form up right here, and if the civilians, if you guys would just stay off the steps, just off to the side, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
Dans 5 minutes, je vais commencer une cérémonie.
So I'm just gonna say one more housekeeping point is, I know everyone's passionate about, what they're doing, and but there's a lot of the, the F Trudeau flags and shirts and that sort of thing. If you guys can maybe just put that away, that's for freedom, the way we're moving forward. We're gonna try and put an end to that sort of stuff because we want to be an example for our young people, and having that on their flags and their shirts is not the way we're gonna be moving forward. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. I'd like to introduce Scarlett Grace. Scarlett, are you close? Where's our little Scarlett? She'd like to sing the national anthem for you and bring it us all together. Here she comes. Here she comes.
Nous présentement devant ton soldat inconnu. Ce sont des anciens vétérans.
Our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. Car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix.
Ça, c'est l'hymne national du Canada.
Une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
sont des anciens combattants.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to the host of this morning, Mr. Neil, who said a thing, and here we all are. Thank you for coming.
Boys, is it straight? Anyway, I don't like having this. She's gonna work with me here. Thank you. Apparently I said a thing. Thank you. I said a thing, and here we are today. The bikes are coming, and we're going to take back this monument.
Motocyclette yo pral vini.
And to all the people here in Ottawa, I'd like to thank you that came. To all the
Merci
bikes that
à
have come.
tout le monde qui est Ottawa.
And this goes out to Canada. We have not forgotten them, have we? It's been a bumpy ride. I know I said something silly on the, and next thing you know, we're here. And I'm actually being, I'm at a loss for words. Me. So anyways, the bikes will be rolling by. Unfortunately, we can't make it around the center top, which would have been great, but it is what it is. And we're gonna have some speakers. And I think the first person I'm gonna call up is Jake. Jake, come on up. Not gonna give out any names, but just tell us what happened and how you feel.
How's everybody doing today? I'd like to reiterate what Neil said, if you can. I won't say I'm lost for words, because that'd be a bold-faced lie. But thank you, everybody, coming out. Big shout out to Marianne, who's my personal hero. Used to walk down every day from Bank Street. Brought me some alpaca wool socks, so my toes didn't freeze. Love you, Marianne.
Merci à tout le monde qui vient.
So, we got here, the fence was up, we started shoveling snow, stripping ice, you know, looking after this place like it should be looked after, right? And they like to talk about desecration of the tomb. Well, I'd like to ask where the honor guard is, right? What have I had 100 Ottawa residents tell me that this tomb never looked so good when we were here? Yeah. So the conversations I had at this tomb in that span of the 2 or 3 weeks we were here was the greatest pleasure of my life. The men and women standing here, they came to talk to me and told me their stories. Thanks to every one of you. It filled my heart back up, right? I was lost and alone like the rest of us, wondering what to do. I'd like to take a moment here to read a postcard I was given standing on the standing on the other steps of the tomb here by a mom. So bear with me. Dear fellow patriot, we don't know who you are, where you're from, but we are so thankful you have taken the time to stand up for the freedom and what is right. It's quite emotional to see how you've been able to unify a country in such a few days. After 2 years of living through these crazy mandates, so much has changed. Unfortunately, friends have cut ties, and some family have put distance between us, as there seems to be a belief that disagreeing in subjects means you can no longer get along. These past few days, because of your efforts, we have seen we are not on our own. Last spring, we welcomed our first child and this year we are expecting number 2. Known life outside of mandates and lockdowns. Thank you for standing up for her and our unborn child, that they might have a choice in how they wish to live. Thank you for standing up for their future, as we know nothing can prosper without God's blessing, and we will continue to hold you and what you are doing in our prayers before this throne. God bless. This is the reason why we stand here, ladies and gentlemen, for hope and a belief that things can be right in this world again. Thank you again. In the absence of light, darkness prevails.
All right, Neil, we've got up a next speaker. I think we're behaving impeccably, right? Despite, you haven't said another thing and you are going to be gagged by the end of this day. You're not going to say another thing.
No, I won't. Day's not over. Okay, I made a video the other day about veterans giving freedom to Canadians. I was wrong. God gives us freedom. Veterans are the ones that make sure you keep it. So free speech in this country must continue. Because if we don't have free speech, we don't have a dialogue. And if I can't talk to somebody I don't like and get their point of view, or give them my point of view, society ends.
Yep.
It ends. Another thing about freedom. It's like a clock. I don't know if you've seen me say this one, right? Freedom is like a clock that ticks backwards. It ticks backwards from freedom to slavery. And every time a soldier, sailor, airman, somebody in the military sacrifices their life, this monument takes that receipt, cashes that check, and turns it into time. And it pushes that clock of freedom forward. Right now, our clock is ticking back real quick. So it doesn't have to be the death of somebody. It just has to be a sacrifice. Today, you are here sacrificing your time. This monument is turning that into time. There's gonna be people that won't want to sacrifice. The truckers sacrificed. These men sacrificed. These people came here and sacrificed. They spent money to come here. They sacrificed. This is the sort of sacrifice we're asking for as well. Because Canadians have to sacrifice to keep our freedom. They have to, because this is our generation. The greatest generation, they went to France.
Canadiens yo sacrifié yo.
They fought in the South Pacific,
Yo gen
Battle of
liberté yo.
Britain. They sacrificed with their lives. But nowadays, we have to sacrifice in a different way. We are now having to deal with an information war. Plain and simple. So, this was... So if there's any mainstream media out there, don't care, right now, I'm not talking to them, I'm talking about them. If there's any mainstream media out there, you need to start telling the truth. I know you get a lot of money from the government. We all know that, right? And even you know it. But when you see a bouncy castle with a child running and playing on it, and you turn them into terrorists, it's wrong.
It's evil.
When you see people hugging each other and loving each other and getting along, you've got to tell the truth. I've not talked to any one of you mainstream media here because I don't trust you. And people here don't want to talk to you because they don't trust you. You need to get the trust of the Canadian people. Hey, Chris, you around? Chris. All right, buddy. You might know this gentleman. He made big news. Yes, sir. Yeah, anyways, Chris, thank you. By the way, Chris will be laying the wreath. He will be taking back this monument for all Canadians and all veterans. And I know I don't speak for all veterans, but I'm speaking for the men that were here. It's all for Chris.
There we go, that's a bit better. Take my glass off so I can see you all. First, I would like to extend a huge thank you to Neil and his team for organizing this and allowing me to speak. I would also like to thank you all for being here today and taking part in this wreath-laying ceremony. This will allow us to give back the dignity to our fallen that was unfairly taken away from us. And not just the veterans, but all Canadians deserve access to be able to pay their proper respects whenever they are able to and so choose. The National War Memorial is a cenotaph symbolizing the sacrifice of all Canadian Armed Forces personnel who have served Canada in wartime in the cause of peace and freedom, past, present, and future. I would also like to add that seeing the size of the crowd here today, even with the many attempts to deter us at the last minute, is overwhelming. Thank you all. All of you are here today to help restore and give back peace to this memorial. You are all true patriotic Canadians, and I love all of you. When we all look back at these times, you will all know where you stood. And as veterans, we stand with you. It is important as Canadians that we remember those who have fought and been injured or killed for our freedoms that we enjoy today. I would love to take the opportunity to honor my brothers that never made it home. This is not to take away from the fallen in the past, but to allow me my chance to honor them in a way that I never could. Starting with our crew commander, Corporal Thomas Hamilton. Rear Sentry Hatch, Private John Kerwin. And Lab Driver, Private Justin Jones. Thank you for allowing me to do that. I have been worried the past 2 years. I have been scared. I've cried, felt hopeless. The feeling of our future is slipping away day by day. I didn't like what I was seeing. Families pitted against each other, neighbors against neighbors, husbands against wives, friends no longer speaking, suicides, overdoses, spousal abuse, child abuse. It doesn't end. The hurt we are feeling is profound. The division we are experiencing is a coordinated attack on all of us. And the pain we all feel for our country, for our kids, and for humanity is palpable. The convoy in Ottawa was a glimmer of hope and a chance to heal after 2 years of nonsensical dictating coming from our government and spouted out from the media. The organizations that we have once trusted have been corrupted. We have been bombarded with lockdowns, physical distancing measures, and other protocols that just don't work. Yet they say, follow the science.
Fuck the science. I'm right.
The Canadian people deserve their government be transparent with them. I was there in Ottawa, along with many of you. I was there with my veteran family to support the front lines of what was deemed a peaceful, lawful protest by a judge. It was not unlawful like the media would like to tell you. Why else would veterans and the Canadian people stay in the streets of Ottawa during the coldest months of the year? The people wanted the government to come and listen to their concerns. And did they? No! What did they do? The government, police, and other officials used exceptional powers to assault their law-abiding, peaceful citizens into submission. I would know. I was one of them. On February 18th, I stood with our people to protect what was a loving, peaceful lawful protest. On February 18th, I displayed my sacrifice medal to all the officers in which I and only 1,000 Canadians have earned. On February 18th, I talked to police officers to explain who we were, why we were there, and what we were doing. And on February 18th, around 12:45, I was dragged down, kicked in my back, kneed in my side, punched in my face multiple times while my hands were up. My hands were zip tied behind my back, and I was treated like a criminal. I was held in a processing line for 2 hours with my hands tied behind my back in minus 20-degree weather. I have chronic pain. I was not allowed to kneel. I was not allowed to sit, and I was denied my medication in order to comfort my duress. Afterwards, myself and the other peaceful citizens were thrown out of the city like garbage and told not to return to our nation's capital. And that's why I had to be in Ottawa that day. I sacrificed my broken body to awaken the veteran community and Canadians alike. The Canadian people need to know that if the state is willing to do this to an injured, law-abiding veteran, then it won't matter who you are. We need to come together and bring only peace. And this is where Veterans for Freedom arises. There is a movement called V4F, which stands for Veterans for Freedom. It is a grassroots movement comprised of Canadian Armed Forces veterans who are mobilizing a nationwide movement of peaceful, lawful, civic action. We join our brothers and sisters across this country to restore fundamental freedoms for all Canadians and to honor our fallen who have made the ultimate sacrifice. We need members. We need them now. We're growing at a rapid pace. 1 minute. If you or anyone you know has served your country but feel like you have more to give, please email us today at veterans4freedom.ca. Wherever evil is lurking, peace is always there to follow. Be well and thank you.
Chris, ladies and gentlemen. All these amazing organizations were born from the February weekend. Veterans for Freedom, Freedom Fighters Canada. There's freedom groups popping up all over the country, impossible to track, right? We are everywhere. We'd like to bring up Thomas. He has been an essential part of our team, essential part of Veterans for Freedom. He's provided me even with my own private security detail when I get panicky about the anti-hate groups. He's got my back. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom.
How we doing, Ottawa? We made it. We made it. I want to say thank you so much for coming. Thank you, and you know, Neil touched on respect and trust, and that's what we're here today, to return the respect to this memorial. And that is something that's earned. That's not something that's given. Every single one of you out here today are the fighters. You guys are all lions. And it's our job to wake up the rest of the world and turn them into lions.
À noter que
How many of
côté nous y est
you were
là.
here for the trucker convoy? Raise your hand.
Tombe
That's
soldat
amazing. You know what else
inconnu.
is amazing? That there were others that didn't put up their hands, and they're here now.
Yo te monté sous lui sous ton blanc dans manifestation camion yo.
Sorry, 1 second.
C'est comme quoi son héros yo vient réparer là.
Thank you. If there's one thing I can say, it's I am so honored to be surrounded by family. I couldn't thank you enough. And standing out here and looking at all of your beautiful faces. With no mask. With no mask. It gives me the energy to keep going, and it gives me the courage to keep fighting. I love every one of you, and I can't wait to get to talk to you and experience the rest of this beautiful day with you. When we move forward into the future and we look back at today, we were the ones that did it. We were here. Who cares how they write this story? We know. It doesn't matter how it's told, but we were here and we're doing the right thing. We're on the right side of history, guys. I just want to say thank you again for being here. Let us restore this respect and memorial. To me, this memorial is the definition of freedom in our country. If it wasn't for those people who paid that ultimate sacrifice, we probably wouldn't even have the opportunity to be here today. And so that being said, let's continue to move forward, shoulder to shoulder, united and together. Thank you, and I love you all.
I wish I had a beard like that. You know, all these guys with beards, I wonder why. You know, they made us shave all the time. No, the first few days kind of itchy, but it's all good. Anyway. What was the best part about being Canadian? Absolutely. Do you know why? Because this country was known as a multicultural culture. We loved everybody. We still do. And the people around the world for years and years and years. Canada was the #1 country everybody wants to come to. Okay, the people say they want to go to the United States, yeah, but they kind of look at the States and go, yeah, we'll go to the nice neighbors upstairs. Yeah, but don't take our beer because we will get upset. So yeah, being a multicultural city, multicultural country, means that we love everybody. Black, white, to the right. Exactly. That is what Canadians are all about. They love each other. And that was all shown in February. Right? So right now, I'm not going to get into politics. I promised I won't say a thing, okay? Yeah, I know. But there's something wrong with our country. There's something seriously wrong. Something very wrong. And something to do with fear. Something to do with fearing everybody, fearing anything. Look outside, it's fear, 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 which has been rammed down our throats for the last 2-3 years. Not here. All right? But it's okay. Fear is just an emotion. That's all you need to do. It's just an emotion. Just suck it up. Don't be afraid. So the people out there that are fearful, take a good look at yourself. Look around.
Thanks, bro.
Not everybody's afraid. Right? Not everybody's afraid. It's been pushed into you. It's been programmed into you. I don't know if anybody saw me do that little I was out on Bank Street and I had a bit of a wobbly fit, and it was like I was screaming at everybody like, this is what's wrong with our country, and I held up their phone. See this thing? I hardly ever leave. I never go home, or I never leave with it. I have to have it because of today. This screen is what has put us here. We don't look anybody in the eye anymore. We don't talk face to face anymore. I'll send you a text. Nobody writes letters anymore. This is where the fear comes from, right here. There's something else. Division. Fear and division. You're a liberal, you're a conservative, you're NDP, whatever you are. Oh, don't want to be with them, don't want to be with them, don't want to... Division of everything. You want to wear a mask? No, I don't like you. Hey, bye, go away, you're bad guys, right? The division in this country put a certain person in power, and he even said so. Division politics. I'm gonna... Beth, I'm about to say a thing. No? Should I say it? No. I was told if I did it, if she has a bag of lime and a shovel in her car, I will disappear. Don't worry about it. No, I won't say a thing. But anyways, fear and division. And what does that come to? What does that up to? Hate. Fear, division equals hate. Canadians don't hate each other. We may disagree with each other, but we don't hate each other. Canadians are loving people. Look at this love here. So we got to get rid of the fear. We have to get rid of the division. Oh God, please take away the hate. If someone comes up to you and they're in your face, just smile. Say, man, look, I love you. Please, it's all good. Because if you give love, hate's gonna fail. Every single time. And you see what happened on that hill back in February? It was pure love. And then the hate came. Guess what? The hate didn't win because we're all awake. And by the way, if you see some guy driving around with a bicycle, with a helmet and a mask, with his big camera, I think he might be, the other hate side. So be nice, like you are, all Canadians. And Canadians are nice, right? Actually, they're beautiful and they're nice. But guess what? There's a lot of white people out here. I mean, nobody got to go south this year. I know. I prefer to go to Mexico in April. But anyways. Alex, are you around? Come on up, buddy.
Wow, this is overwhelming standing from this position. It's absolutely incredible. I'm going to say a thing. I love every single one of you. I love those on the other side. Some of you are going to think I'm crazy, but I love them. They just don't know it. So many people in this country are hurting right now. Everyone's at various stages of awareness, of fear, of pain, of anger. And it's those primal emotions that are being fed to us. And those are the ones that need to go away. And as Neil said, he said it perfectly, love is the only way. I've said this before, hate is not sustainable. Love is. It's the only thing that comes naturally. You have to try to hate, and you have to foster it for it to continue to exist. And that is not sustainable. It's actually detrimental to your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual well-being. Notice how the national anthem still has God in it. That hasn't been changed yet, and it's not going to. Love. This memorial here symbolizes the sacrifices that men and women served, dying in combat, not coming home. When they were fighting, their hope and desire, and everyone in their platoon, they could love again. And now they can't. So we love for them. Those of us that receive the sacrifice medal, we get to wear it, but we're still alive. Huh? The guys who don't get one, who didn't come home, they get something entirely different. They get this. When they put up that fence, they literally encaged the national symbol of freedom.
N'a mette fin na série de vidéo ça yo.
I had no words.
Donc,
so we, I'm gonna use a
n'a
beautiful
pris un
Latin
petit
saying,
pause et n'a tourné tout de suite encore.
Deeds not words, so we got after it and it came down.
Parce que nous là, nous voulons là pour nous poursuivre tout ça qui a passé en dans Ottawa.
The day it came down,
merci à vous-même qui pourrez suivre la
some
vidéo.
friends saw me on a live stream.
Merci à vous-même qui emballage.
Prior, who I haven't seen since childhood. I turned